Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another movie review. Recently I went to see Skyfall, the most current of the 007 films, and honestly I can say it was exquisite in every way, shape, and form. I absolutely adored and hated Agent Silva at the same time. So there was a lot of ambivalence felt toward his character. He was just delightfully sardonic and sadistic and cruel and twisted and manic in his way, and he was just completely mentally unstable, and there was a reason behind this, and they depicted that so geniusly, is that a word? So intelligently, excuse me. They depicted that just absolutely flawlessly in the film. And I do believe that the people who wrote the film were brilliant. And of course, it was the perfect mixture of action, adventure, suspense, romance, intrigue, and some plot twists, as well as the origin of James Bond himself. And I'm not really going to go into that without giving away a major plot point, but I just adored it from start to finish, being a huge Bond fan that I am, and I'm not what you would consider a purist as far as Bond is concerned. Pardon me, I have a frog in my throat, but my favorite actor who portrayed James Bond would have to be Sean Connery. And Sean Connery was perfect in his portrayal, and I think that nobody can really beat um, his consummate acting or his methods. And he just was the suave, debonair, dashing um, figure that we've all come to know and love. And he's just, your typical espionage archetype, and it just fits with what you would perceive as somebody in the field. But this new twist, the modern take on this, I also like that because I think it's more common as to what really goes on in MI6 and the CIA, FBI, anybody who is involved with espionage, because it is not for the faint of heart. You have to sacrifice quite a bit, and there are certain things that you can't say, or you risk blowing somebody's cover or your own. And it's like walking on eggshells and being thrown into a minefield and being very cautious about where you have to step because you never know what'll happen. And this is very true of this film, and it's just utterly remarkable. And the first scene in and of itself, it's just, I love that whole um, fight on the train in Turkey. I just thought that was, oh, it was just awe-inspiring, and I was literally wrapped with fascination at what I was seeing occur on the screen before me. I was transfixed, and I was just gripping the edge of my seat, and and my adrenaline was rushing, and it just was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. This is a very solid film, speaking in rate of entertainment alone. Plus, the plot is also very craftily written. And like I said before, the people who wrote this are geniuses. And I think that this is the best film of the season, besides Cloud Atlas thus far. And 5 stars, without a doubt. It doesn't deserve any higher mark. If I could give it 6, I would. It is really just a sensational movie. It's just the pinnacle of perfection as far as James Bond films go. And of course, the theme song is sung by one of my favorite songstresses, which would be Adele. She does just a sensational job She is just stellar. Skyfall for me gets 2 thumbs way up, rocketing out the ceiling. I thought that there was nothing wrong with it. I was actually speaking to a friend of mine, and he was talking to me about how this was supposed to be a prequel rather than a sequel, and how this was supposed to take place before Bond became a 00. And yeah, I understand that. That makes sense, and of course I enjoy the whole timeline, and everything follows a sequential order because this is episodic. That was what Fleming meant to do with it. Um, but remarkably so, he didn't think that M should have been female. Now, I thought that Judi Dench was just perfect. She is a consummate actress, excuse me, and she is just tremendous. Um, she was interviewed on Graham Norton's show, and of course, another one of my friends uh, from London was telling me about that, and he said, well, she can be quite the firecracker. I could see that. I could definitely sense that she had a bit of that spunk in her, and that she could be a real live wire. So, I'm hoping that I can have the pleasure one day of meeting Dame Dench, and I think that would be just the greatest honor in the world amongst many other people I could possibly name, but that would take me a lifetime, and I don't want to waste your time. And it says at the very end that he will be returning. But I don't know, will it be Daniel Craig? Does anybody, or can anybody lend me a hand or throw me some information here? Because I didn't know anything about. I mean, I had kind of heard rumors on Dark Horizons, but other than that, I really don't know much of anything. Everything in this movie, the cinematography, the soundtrack was just so well combined. This was just like the perfect formula for a gem and a masterpiece, and it's just there's a lot of symbolicism in it, and I could tell there was a lot of symbolism involved. Yeah, they used a lot of the death, life, resurrection theme, which I liked, and the whole idea of though this is a character that may be a little bit wearied and may be suffering from the slings and arrows of everyday life and getting older, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a few aces in the hole, so to speak, which is proven just absolutely miraculously in this phenomenal movie. And I can't tell you how much I like it. It really is the best film I've seen since Cloud Atlas. So I'm hoping that it will get some high marks in the Oscars. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe for song, because I'm thinking this song is going to get it. I love the theme song of this movie. So here's hoping. We'll see this Oscar season this next year, and that's going to be a prediction I have for the Oscars. Cloud Atlas will get maybe cinematography, but most likely best makeup. I can guarantee that. I have a feeling this is kind of a hunch. And then Skyfall, the song itself will probably be granted best song, or the songs in Brave, because they were they were new songs that were unique and different, and they were written for the film. But who knows? Who can say? It's all up in the air until Oscar season arrives. But that's all I have to say about Skyfall. And if you want to see a truly entertaining movie, then this is your best bet, particularly if you're a 00 fan like I am. And I will give you a little bit of trivia. Historically speaking, Sir John Dee was the first spy to the Queen. And this was back in medieval times. And he would always sign his correspondences to the Queen as under God's eyes, and then we put 007. So actually, John labeled himself as under God's eyes, in other words. So this was the actual inspiration for Ian Fleming for James Bond. Just thought you would like to know that little tidbit. Trivial knowledge. You never know, it might come in handy.